Good evening, everyone. Buenas noches. I am Keisha Espinal. I'm the supervising judge, Kings County Criminal Court. My presentation is not going to be as empowering and soul-searching as Judge Arriaga and Judge Walker, because I have to talk about the boring stuff that's happening in criminal court. Thank you first, Darren, to having us here. Always available. You know, when I first became a judge, I was assigned to 120. I never thought I'd come back as a supervising judge, but really it's the best borough to be a judge. And I've sat in 3 of the 5 boroughs, so let me tell you. All right, so criminal court 120 Skirmahorn is busier than ever. First, let me talk about staffing, because that was the first thing that Darren asked me about. The whole thing, I think, in 2022 was about court reporters. We had lost like 6 court reporters to go to Supreme. So unfortunately, Judge Arriaga had to suffer mostly because we had no choice but place the FTR machine in there because we just didn't have any court reporters. And I hate FTR, but it's like a necessary evil. We have hired some court reporters, so we're back, so we're good. But then, of course, it's like one good thing happens, then a bad thing happens. So now we've lost about 6 clerks. They've been promoted, so now they're associates, and a lot of them have gone to Supreme. Judge Demick keeps taking my people away. To Supreme, to Surrogates Court, they're like all over. So that means that we have a shortage of clerks and then also court officers. We have a lot of officers retiring. I don't know if you know Sergeant Scafidi. He's usually in the audience. He told me his retirement date is April 14th. So we are also down sergeants. We don't have any supervision. We have like 3 sergeants for the whole building, including Red Hook. So it's bad. But good news is on the way. Hopefully they're going to have 2 academies this year. 1 upstate and 1 downstate. We're not going to get anyone from upstate academy, but hopefully we'll get some from downstate, because I mention that because I ask for your patience, because when I don't have the staff, I have to combine parts. And that means things take longer, maybe hearings don't happen because I just don't have the staff. So please be patient with us. We're trying to make miracles. But you know, I at least was able to open up another trial part this term. So I've had 1 trial part the whole 2022, and now we have 2. So I'm hoping to get more trial parts open with that. Not only am I short officers, and I'm also short judges. Brooklyn Criminal Court at its highest point had 23 criminal court judges assigned to it. Not including the supervising judge, now we have 16. So a lot of times if somebody calls out sick, because things happen, again, there'll be a lot of combining parts, and maybe some parts will be starting later, but we lost, I'll tell you the judges we lost. Well, Judge Calabrese retired, and Judge Sharon Hudson is now in Red Hook. I got 1 back from you. Judge Peterson and Judge Santa Croce have been transferred to Queens Criminal Court. Judge Chang was elected to Supreme, and he's now in Supreme Criminal in Queens. Judge Aragona, Judge O'Neill were transferred to Civil. So we got 3 of the elected judges. There was 13 of them. I got 3 of them, 2 of which have no civil criminal background. But I'm in the process of training them. You may know one of them, Judge Patrick Hayes Torres. So he started with us. I know he was a defense attorney here. Judge Chevelle Mims and Judge Devin Robinson.
I still have some books.
I may have to get those for you. one thing that we started at the end of last year from my office because of the staffing shortage, and I really wanted to get cases tried. And it was a pleasure trying that case with you, Ms. Campbell.
Thank you. My honor.
We started this conferencing system where we do it a little bit differently. We conference all of the trial part matters from my office. Court attorneys are conferencing them via Teams, so that way no one has to I've done a conference with the defense attorney. I'm not going to say who. It was in his car, but that's the good thing about it, because that attorney was on his way to Rikers to visit a client whom he was on trial with. So at least we're getting and the reason we're doing it is because we wanted to try and organize a little better what trials are going, so that at least I had a part available and have everybody know what's going on. So we're backing them up. So that's been working. So for example, last year we did 19 trials, which is not much, but already since January we've done 4. So this system is working. So please, if you get an email from the supervising judge's office, that's what it's for. We're just trying to see where the case is at, not waste people's time. If the people are going to dismiss, or if there's a plea, if we try to work it out, just so that we're not wasting time and getting everything organized before the date, the calendar part. And before, Judge Perlmutter loves to back up, so if you're in front of him, he loves to back up the trials. I say go for it, but so just be aware that that's what's going on. I was going to mention again, February 27th at 1 o'clock, we are hosting Black History Month. It's the first one since the pandemic that we're having a function in the lobby. So please make it, especially after Judge Arriaga told you about that individual who's going to be honored. There's also going to be a skit. I don't know what it is, but that's what I was told to say. And I wanted to back up something that Judge Arriaga said about Veterans Court. Right now it only meets every 2 weeks.
Right.
But we are working, we had a meeting, we're working to try to get it once a week so that we get it up and running again to full force, so that we get more veterans to get the help that they need. So we're working on that. And I don't know if you've noticed, there's been a little bit of construction around 120. So I got an email today that the construction is supposed to go until 2027. So yes. So it's fun times at 120. In the next week or so, they're going to start. So they're also not only are they bringing down Brooklyn House, so that's a big noisemaker. Now they're also going to break into the ground because they're going to switch the oil. What's it called? Oil tank. So that's why the employee entrance has been closed, and you got to go in through the jury entrance, the old jury entrance. So that's what all that's about. And also, please be patient because of the productivity. So people who are coming from Brooklyn House, the tunnel is going to be closed, and there's going to be a very long wait for production, because the production is going to be they get picked up, they're taken to 320, and then they're brought back to 120.
Come on.
I know, but I'm just letting you know. So please be patient with us. But there are going to be those cases if the person is on trial, we're going to put them on the first, or if they're in treatment court with Judge Arriaga, try to get them, make sure that they're on the first bus. So now I'm going to talk about the sexy stuff, the statistics. Like I said, Brooklyn is the busiest courthouse, criminal courthouse in the state, probably the country. So just so you know, in 2021, Brooklyn arraigned 14,095 cases. In 2022, we arraigned 19,380. Our average A to A time, which is from arrest to arraignment, in 2021 was 21 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah.
In 2022, the average A to A time was 21 hours and 37 minutes. So that means that we arraigned 5,300 more cases in 2022. That's a 37.5 increase from the year before, but our average A to A time was 13 minutes less. So, of course, Judge McGrath is not here, but Judge Mike Ryan is here. He can let him tell Judge McGrath I said this. Manhattan arraigned 15,320 cases in 2022 with an average A to A time of 22 hours and 45 minutes. This means Brooklyn arraigned over 4,000 more cases than Manhattan last year, and the average A to A time was over an hour higher in Manhattan than it was in Brooklyn. Our approximate misdemeanor case inventory at the end of 2021 was 6,400 pending cases. At the end of 2022 was approximately 5,200. So we're trying to get down to the old cases. Of these cases in the end of 2021, 2,155 cases were over standard and goals. But by the end of 2022, it was 1,572 cases over standard and goals. So that means over 90 days, over a year. So at the end of 2021, 465 cases were more than a year old. By the end of 2022, only 78 cases were more than a year old. So we're doing a lot of work, and these conferences are working, and we're just trying to keep moving forward, which is why this conferencing has happened. So please be patient if you see an email. It's just that we're trying to tackle the older cases first, so that way we're just trying to get things out of the AP parts because they are a mess. Mr. Fioravante could tell you. But we're trying. So hopefully in the next few months, we're hoping that the Mayor's Committee appoints new judges. We're hearing hopefully by March. That way we can get more judges so we can open up more parts. So please come to 120 on the 27th and have some fun. Thank you everyone for